Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Alright, good evening race fans and welcome live tonight here at Auto Club. Kind of a big track here as we're getting down to the final races here to crown a champ at the Sim500 Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series. And well, Daniel Falkenham has a 29-point lead over Ryan Howard, who was actually tied with Robert Gillenwater for second, and then a 1-point difference with Scott Simley. So it's actually tight for the top from second all the way back to sixth. There's only about 5 points separating.
Right, and that just goes to show, Joe, that these guys are super close, as they always have been this entire season. And coming here tonight at Auto Club, I think what those guys kind of need to do is just kind of bide their time and just kind of finish the race in a good spot, get some good points, because this is, I believe earlier this season we were at this track and we went flag to flag, I believe. Not trying to make any assumptions for this race here, but I think it's safe to say that the way these guys race and how it happened last time, this field, it gets stretched out pretty quick here at this track. It's a 2-mile track here at Auto Club, so it's a little bit longer, but we know David Comstock brought the speed last time, and here he is starting on the pole.
Absolutely. And you're right, a track like this, you know, we talk about pit strategies and whatnot. It really, I think track position is king here, you know, because it's really hard to pass. Really a tough place, but let's see, you got Daniel Falkenham starting there in 7th, David Comstock out front, Josh Parker there in 2nd. It'll be interesting to see who can pull it up here. I mean, can Ryan Howard bounce back and have a good race? I mean, I mean, Falkenham, if he has a bad race here tonight, could tighten it up going into final race.
He can, and just looking back at the previous races, it was the 3rd race this season we had here at Auto Club, and Ryan Howard did pull off the win there. So I think he might be...
Lost you.
You got me?
Yeah, I got you now.
Aha. So what I was saying was, 3rd race of the season, Ryan Howard was the guy that came home with the trophy here at this speedway. So there he is. He's starting in 9th, I believe, from what I'm seeing, 8th or 9th or something, right around there. So, but here we go, Joe.
When we go, when pace cars in, green flags about to fly, Comstock and company up front. We're racing Auto Club. Look at old EJ, he is pushing Comstock to the front.
Yeah, he's giving him a good shove, a good run into turn 1 and 2 right here. Josh Parker just not getting up to speed because he didn't get that shove from EJ, but here he is on the bottom line now. I think that's kind of where he's going to want to be, bottom middle-ish, going around this racetrack. As you can see, some of these guys shuffling back and forth along the backstretch here. Hey, Joe, you got me?
All right, well, look at that. Daniel Falkenham's already moved his way up to 2nd. Wow, what a move.
That he is. Sorry about that, Joe. I'm having some connectivity issues on my end of things. So hopefully I don't start blinking.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got a good battle going on around here, about 6th and 7th place spot. Kevin Brown, Jimmy Coleman, Ryan Howard and company. Well, those guys, man, are battling side by side. And that's what you're going to see here early at this racetrack. You know, a lot of side by side, but then after a while, they're going to kind of fan it out. And you're going to see the guys who are better on the long runs come to the front.
And something about this track, Joe, I'm not sure if they can exactly cut this in half or not. I'm not quite sure.
They had to go 50 laps. We had a race last night at Auto Club, and you know, they went flag to flag. But I think their fuel was only around 80 to 70%, and they were only doing like 36 laps. So at 100%, I'm going to say they probably could do 50 laps here at least, if they were doing 36 by 80%.
Well, we definitely shall see, and that's obviously...
Somebody's going to push it, right?
Yeah, someone definitely, and I feel like I already have a hunch of who it is, but I'm not going to say it.
Battle about 14th place on back here right now. Let's put Scott Simley, like we was talking before. He's in a battle for that top 5 spot in the points. You've got Jeff Ryan, Glenn Campbell, Anthony Calatoni, Robert Gillenwater, Tommy Ryan and company there in the mix.
Right, and this is still a good 2x2 group you got going on right here. It's gone on a little bit longer than I thought it would, and these guys are holding it together. Got a pretty strong group of guys right here duking it out for this position.
Yes, you do. Simley down on the inside. Got looks like Mike Kelly on his outside there, along with Montesi. Jeff Ryan there. I still say that you want to be probably on that middle to outside groove here. That inside groove is just going to kind of, you could try to make the pass, but I think the tires are going to go away after a while.
Yeah, I think at this track, running outside groove 1 and 2 usually works out a lot better than it does in 3 and 4. And so I think we're going to see a lot of middle high groove in 1 and 2 as this run goes on, to them going in, excuse me, I got a hiccup, staying low in 3 and 4.
Right along here with Mike Kelly back in the 16th place spot. Everybody's kind of single file right now. You got Comstock still leading it, and Falkenham doing what he needs to do, hanging on to the points title, or points championship, right, or lead. And he's still in that Sim500 machine out there, so not in his bait shop machine tonight.
Yeah, was it Raging Cajun? Something like that?
Raging Cajun, that's right. Good old E.J. O'Rourke out here tonight, too. We get to see him out there. Doey Woods. Yeah, Doey, he's going to try everything he can to get up there.
Right, he's going to do what he can. What does he say? The baddest cat in the whole...
That's right.
Joe.
Josh Parker's falling off the pace, back in 5th. That's kind of odd. You see him come to the front.
I feel like he just didn't get the kind of start that he wanted to, and starting on that outside, especially with those fresh tires off the bat, just having people shuffle by him on the inside, didn't suit him too well. But you know Josh Parker. I know Josh Parker. This is what he does. He just kind of manages pretty well and sends it. Does a great job.
And you got Jimmy Coleman right behind them. You got Kevin Brown right there along with them. Those two are like nose to tail. And that's what you're going to see here. A lot of kind of nose to tail. And the guy in front of you, this is a momentum style track. And that's pretty much how you're going to make that pass. If the guy in front of you make a mistake, get tight, go up the track a little bit, maybe not hit his turns, and then you're able to scoot on by. So you'll see them kind of nose to tail, and the next thing you know, they'll kind of switch position.
Right, and another track that kind of races the same as this. I know the layout isn't exactly the same, but it's kind of like Michigan. I mean, Michigan's another 2-mile track. You can factor in the draft here a little bit, too. So that's another factor to bring in, especially with this long backstretch that we got right here. It's definitely something to keep in mind. But at the same time, it just races like 1.5 miles, I think. It's just obviously a little bit longer. But I feel like it races kind of the same here. But a great way to emulate it is at Michigan, too.
Yeah, and when you bring that up, I mean, that's the case of how hard it is to pass here and how hard it is to come through the field. I mean, you got to look at the lap times. Everybody's in the 42s all the way back to 22nd place. So there's not even a... Wow, I mean, I'm looking at it here. It's not even probably like a tenth, maybe 10.5, separating the field.
Oh, and where I was going to go with that, Joe, is the momentum.
Yeah.
Forgot to hit on it right there real quick because it plays such a huge factor at this track and Michigan. And you get thrown off just a tick, you got a guy, maybe 2 or 3, blowing right past you just because you lost that little bit. So hitting your marks, making sure you get nice and smooth, slow is smooth, smooth is fast.
And then making that ground back up, like I was just saying, trying to make it back up is hard to do here.
It absolutely is, Joe. And as you can see, as these guys get a little spread out, it's going to get a little more difficult. And just looking up there, up towards the front with David Comstock doing what he's doing. I believe this is almost exactly what he did last time, and then I think he ran into some... I feel like everything was getting worn down, or he got some problems with his car a lot earlier than everybody else did, and it ended up sending him into the inside wall on the back stretch and ended his night for him. So
and it's easy to do here.
And it is, but he's doing a good job kind of coming back. I guess he likes this track because I remember when we were here last time, he was doing exactly what he's doing, just cruising and bruising up front.
Yes, it is.
That's what he's doing.
You got Parker right behind him. Kevin Brown there and Joey Woods hanging on the 4th. Brown in 6th. It's just kind of a freight train right now. This is what's so frustrating as a driver. You're just along for the ride right now. There's not a lot you can do. If you step out of line, you can end up moving, losing a lot of positions. Even though you feel like you might be faster than the guy in front of you, there's just really nothing you can do. It's what makes it frustrating to be a driver.
Right, it does. And just looking at this group from Josh Parker on back, you've got 5th place all the way to about 12th or 13th right there. Pretty close to nose to tail, Joe. So that can just add to the frustration a little bit. You're not gaining anything. You're not losing anything. It's kind of like you guys are just connected, like you said, like a freight train. And you're all staying the same with each other and whatnot. So I can see how that can be a little frustrating for these guys. But it looks like Josh Parker right here is closing up on Joey Woods. And he's maybe thinking about bringing Kevin Brown with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Doyle on the outside. What a pass there on EJ. That's what I was talking about. Is you're going to see passes like that. Maybe there'll be nose to tail. And the next thing you know, you got cars coming around. You got Ryan Howard back here trying to look on the inside of Jimmy Coleman for the pass.
Right, and I think Ryan Howard is very comfortable at this track. Obviously, he won last time we were here. So I think he's just going to bide his time for now. Just kind of do what he's doing, pick him off one by one, and see what he can do. I believe last time he had a pretty strong, long-run car, and I think he's going to show up again with that tonight.
What you're starting to see now, lap 16, guys a little better on older tires than they are on newer tires. This track here, it kind of brings about, if you're one who likes to save tires, this is not the track. I don't think really it's for you, because by the time you now the good news is they're not spread out really that far unless we get start the green flag stops. But after a while, this place will get spread out. And they see Josh Parker going around and a battle for the lead. There comes Falkenham. Comstock almost won the wall.
Yeah, he took a little sharper right than I anticipated right there, Joe.
Oh, back what I was going to say there is a lot of times a track like this benefits a guy who is a little more aggressive on the short run because he can get out front. Now, we haven't seen anybody take away the lead. See Comstock going to battle back on Falkenham. Doesn't want to give up that lead yet, but I don't know. Falkenham's got that preferred line.
Right, and just using the momentum off the high side. I know, if you roll off around the high side, yeah, you technically go farther and whatnot, but you can sling it off those corners and you don't let up as much. So that's a benefit to the high side. And see kind of what's happening right here is kind of what I was looking at earlier, is that they're going to take a lower line towards 1 and 2. Or actually, I flipped it. Because you can see guys going high now in both corners. And it paying off depending on how well you manage your tires and whatnot so far in the room.
A good battle around here, about 7th, 8th, and 9th place spot. That 10th place spot we always talk about.
Yeah.
See it here, and they're side by side, as you see. Actually, Joey Woods makes the pass on Comstock up there, but still, it's a good battle going on right here, about 7th and 8th.
Right, it looks like EJ just doesn't have the long run speed that he wants.
No, the car's falling off.
Like you said, the short runs here, go for it. Looks like that's what EJ's good for. He's good for those short, maybe 10, 15 lap runs, but he's just been slowing up lap after lap after lap, and these guys are just kind of shuffling them back farther and farther and farther.
And normally, that short run speed would benefit you if you can get out front with it. You know, I've talked about it before, the dirty air. You know, it really is a good simulation here at iRacing, but if EJ could have got out front there, you know, that short run speed could benefit you because you could get away, and then by the time they ran you down, well, it'd be a pit stop time. But you see Joey Woods right there. Like Comstock's getting a little tight. That car's way up the track.
I believe this might have been what was happening last time.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why, Joe.
Well, there was somebody out there. Remember, who was it at this track or was it another track? I forgot which one it was. We had one race, and it might have been Comstock. I don't want to put it on him if it wasn't, but remember, he was out here and that car just got awful loose, and he was fighting it every lap. And man, he is way up there on the top side, and that's just, I don't think that's the fastest way around this track.
I believe it was here.
I don't want to 100% say it was Comstock, but
right,
I remember a track we had, and the guy was, every time he turned around, boy, that thing was just wicked loose every turn. But you can see him right there. That thing, he is fighting it tight. And that's allowing Josh Parker and company to pull up on him.
I mean, he has that great short run speed. Just like EJ.
I just wonder if he's doing that on purpose. I mean, because he's running way up on the top side, maybe trying to search around and see. I mean, which is not a bad strategy to do early on. Let me see what the car is going to do, because that time he went back down low. But maybe he's trying to see if that high line will come in. Remember, iRacing did do an update to where some of the multi-grooves are supposed to work here with the dynamic track.
Right, I do remember them doing that update and bringing up some of those, like you said, those multi-groove kind of situations at tracks where in real racing you'd see that, as you see now, Josh Parker going up a little bit high. So we'll see what he's able to get back on this backstretch off of 1 and 2 like that. Ryan Howard and Kevin Brown right there, door to door along the backstretch.
Good battle between them two. Got Parker. Parker goes up a little high too, so guys are traveling up there trying to see what they can come up with. Again, searching around the track.
I don't think running that high line is going to be it, Joe. I'm not really feeling it right now.
Not right now, you know, and who knows what will happen later on in the race, but that takes us back to a good battle back here, but that takes us back to, you're back there, you're running single file. After a while, as a driver, you got to try something, and I'd rather do it early than late in the race.
Right, you're just getting a little antsy. You're like, you've been right here for the last 15, 20 laps, man.
Oh, yeah.
Good old Jose.
And Jose, yeah, he's a little off the pace right now, back in 22nd. Bobby Wetzel back there with him, Lance Ripka and Joseph Burgess. Joey Katina back there in the back. Randy Yoakum up there. Kind of split up a little bit in the back part. Scott Simley still hanging on that 15th place spot. Ooh, EJ in the wall. Falling all the way back to 13th.
Right, maybe he used up a little bit too much of those tires trying to hang on with those guys up front, because Daniel Falkenham is now the leader. What he started?
Well, we could mess with EJ and say, man, did you just run out of talent up there, man? EJ's gonna be like, Joe, what's wrong with you?
Alex,
EJ a good guy, man. What's that?
Said Alex stays neutral in this.
Yeah. EJ a good guy, man. He's just gonna be like, man, wait, come on, Joe, throw me under the bus. Man. Well, you see Parker up here trying to battle, and he don't know which way to go. He's got, it's like Comstock, Brown, I don't know why my ticker ain't showing. Oh, there's Comstock. Oh, that's what he said. Where'd Comstock at? But that's a good battle right there around about third, fourth place spot.
Yeah, these guys been shooting and banging the whole time. This little group of guys have been sticking together. You got Josh Parker right there, like you said, Kevin Brown, Ryan Howard, David Comstock getting up in the mix a little bit. Robert Gillenwater holding up the back of that group. You got Coleman right there too, so.
Howard says, I'm going to take it 3 wide. Well, he thought about it.
Yeah, we'll just go back to 2.
You got Coleman, and now remember Ryan Howard and Robert Gillenwater came in here tied for second in the points, so they're right there. They're battling for points.
Yes, they are. And if my memory serves me well, just looking at it, Joe, Kevin Brown's 1 point behind them too.
Right, that's what I'm saying. So that's a tight battle for that second place spot.
Right, and that's, I feel like these point battles are like the drivers are attracted to each other on the track. Somehow, some way, it just kind of works out this way where it seems like these guys getting it out and it's always super close in regards to these point battles. Like we were just talking about, you got Kevin Brown right there, Ryan Howard, and Robert G right there. There's 3 of them fighting for a position within 1 point of each other, and they're 2 spots different apiece. That's super close.
You can see it almost trying to take it 3 wide there. It was 2 wide for the moment. That's still a good little battle right there, about mid pack or 5th or 6th place spot.
Right, and these guys are just slugging it around this track, Joe, and Doy Woods trying not to let Daniel Falkenham run away with it too far. Because, once he's gone, Joe.
Oh, yeah. I mean, if he gets out there, he's going to be a tough cat to pull back in.
And he always is. But these guys have just been going at it lap after lap, man. And they're doing a great job of putting on a good show for us here tonight so far at Auto Club.
Yeah, it is. Outstanding so far. Enjoyed it. The Sim500 here, Ford Entertainment Group. Get down to the final races here. Crown of Champ. 3 wide coming to the line that time.
Right, and usually, this track is wide enough for it. You just usually don't see it. But as you can see, David Comstock's still running that high line right now, testing the waters a little bit.
The best battle on the track because Falkenham got a good lead.
He does, and I believe this is kind of where we were last time, Joe. I think Ryan Howard got some good strategy.
Adoy Woods running about the same lap times that Falkenham is up front. Let's see, Falkenham ran a 43.90. He ran a 95, so they're comparable to each other. The problem is the top 5 are within a half a tenth of each other, and the whole field. I mean, the whole field right now. Well, it is split up a little bit, back 21st position. Still, it's not even a half a second separating the field. About 3/10.
And I think at this stage in the run, I still think that's awesome. And it's just something that
that's
we see week in
you.
and week out with these guys. And it's not just the track, too. It's this group of guys. Is Josh Parker falling off a little bit, taking that high line. He gets passed by Kevin Brown, Coleman, and Ryan Howard right there.
Yeah, I think you were right earlier on talking about. I don't think that high side's going to be the place to be, and he loses a lot of momentum in a lot of spots.
Right, that momentum right there, you bring it up again, and that's just pretty much like we said earlier. It's like you lose it a little bit, and you get maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 3. Maybe the guy that's way behind you catches right up to you. It just depends on where you're at. And that time it looked like 3, Joe.
Oh, yeah. Good run amongst these guys. But see, Parker's still up high, though. Now Parker's off the pace. Huh. Quite sure what happened. Josh Parker's coming on pit road for some reason. So is EJ, so early pit stops. Oh.
Sorry about that. Still battling the connection issue a little bit over here, but I think
we're
we got
just
it
looking at
figured
this.
out.
Why Parker's coming on pit road,
And who's that? EJ with him?
and Parker disconnected.
Ah.
Done for some reason. Not sure what happened. Mike Kelly's in. Randy Yoakum's in. Wow. Maybe just felt like the cars wasn't performing. Good battle here for 4th and 5th.
Right, and these guys have been duking it out. And now you got one less guy up here. And Kevin Brown, Ryan Howard, and Coleman are still here duking it out with Robert Gillenwater right here looking in on them. This is a heated points battle. You got 3 guys in between, and Coleman's coming down pit road.
A little earlier than I thought. So, okay.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that, Joe. Well, now you got 3 guys battling for second place points, 1 point between the 3 of them. And they're all right here, 3rd, 4th, and 5th. You got Ryan Howard, Kevin Brown. Ooh, nice voice crack. Did I just hit puberty, Joe? God. And Robert G. Jeez, I'm 24 and I'm still squeaking.
That's all right. Kevin Brown on pit road. So that's a lot earlier than I thought. I thought somebody could make it to lap 50, which, again, we haven't seen Dowie or Ryan or Daniel Falkenham and them come in yet.
Right, we haven't. As soon as that Coleman going a lap down right there currently. I'm not sure, Joe.
Fixes them up back here in the back around about 7th, 8th place spot.
That it does. You got Yeah, Coleman back there again. Anthony Calatoni, Glenn Campbell, Joey Katina.
Yes, you do.
Well, these guys duking it out right here. Good run, Joey Katina, round out the top 10 right there.
This your top 13 is yet to come on pit road. I'm surprised by some of those early pit stops, though.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about that, Joe.
What kind of strategy they could be on for that.
Right, as you can see, some of them climbing back up into the ranks, coming off pit road as they get up to speed along this backstretch right here in front of Tommy Ryan, right here in 5th.
Yeah, you got a lot of lap cars mixed in with the other ones, and guys on newer tires, guys on older tires. You got to be a little careful here now.
And EJ here on those fresh tires. See, you can see how those fresh tires are working pretty good on that high line.
Yeah,
But
it's
that's on
just
the
the tires
fresh
I think
tires.
will fall off so fast. That'll be the thing that you got to look at. Is the tires will fall off so quick. It's all Daniel Falkenham out front. He's only maintaining about not quite a second lead over Doey Wood. So Doey's been able to hold right there with him.
Right, and that's what he needs to do. He doesn't necessarily need to cut off time. I mean, obviously he does if he wants to pass him. But holding him itself is a battle in its own, because we both know Daniel Falkenham just somehow gets it done. It just lights up and puts it out.
Now the biggest battle on the track, plus points-wise, is this right here for third and fourth. You got Ryan Howard, Robert Gillenwater. Remember, they come in tied for second in the points, as Howard and Gillenwater does. So, and now they're running nose to tail on the track.
Right, so what do you do if you're either or of these guys right here? Either Ryan
Oh,
Howard
the
or
other guy,
Robert
man, hits the
Gillenwater.
brakes. No, I don't. I mean, really, the only thing you can do is what Gillenwater's doing right now. Keep him in his sights and hope that the guy makes a mistake.
So if you're Robert Gillenwater right now and Ryan Howard pits, you go with them or do
I
you
would.
stay out of
At
that?
this close, I would. Now, if I was further back or something, I might think about short pitting him. But with me and being right there on this back bumper, I'm not really going to lose anything. I might not even gain anything, but I'm not going to lose him, and that's what I don't want to do. And you know, and I know, when it comes to green flag pit stops, a lot of times that's where you can get separated. So, yeah, being this close, I'm coming in with him. Now, me saying that, watch Gillenwater stay out a lap, and that might be beneficial too. But it'd be me, I'm coming in with him.
Okay, so let me flip it. If you're Ryan Howard, do you try and wait him out or do you just go on your own accord?
Well, you really got, you're in the lead. You don't know what Gillenwater's going to do. And this is kind of that thing about sometimes it's better not to be the leader, and it's better to be riding behind somebody kind of scenario. I think Ryan Howard's got his own agenda, and right now it's obviously to get to that lap 50, and he's going to try to push it as far as he can to make it a one stop, which will put him in a good position. I think if he sees Gillenwater go into the pits early, if that's the case, then he goes in right after him. But other than that, you pretty much stick to your guns. Because you've got really nobody to base your pit stop off of.
Okay.
And it's not going to hurt you either way. You're leading. You're in front. So unless you just, again, I go back to the mental mistakes. Unless you just make one on pit road, which is where it can happen a lot, that you should come back out on pit road ahead of Gillenwater, about the same position you are right now.
Right, I kind of think that's what he's hoping for, and obviously Ryan Howard knows how to get it done at this track, so maybe he's just biding his time a little bit right now. I mean, he's still back a good chunk behind Doy Woods and Daniel Falkenham, who Daniel Falkenham looks like he's in pits.
On pit road, now. So at lap 46, I mean, that's kind of early, and that's telling me right here that, can't. Now, there's two scenarios here. Obviously, the first pit stop I usually don't like to take as the definitive of how long they can go, because I've been fooled so many times. We're seeing a pit in here with 46 laps, but you're seeing Ryan Howard go. Let's see how far Ryan Howard goes. If he can go to lap 50, then we know these guys can go 50 laps. And basically that first pit stop is I'm going to just pit early just in case. And then they'll go longer with the second one. So, but you also see Doey Woods on pit road now at 47. With that said, that means nobody, if this is the case, that means nobody can make it the rest of the way.
That's kind of what I'm thinking, Joe. I think I'm seeing some of these earlier pit stops, like just before halfway, and maybe some milking going on for the second half of this race. I really don't want to.
Well, Howard and Gillenwater, I mean, your top 8 right now have yet to pit. Now you got Anthony Calatoni on pit road, but if they can stretch this thing to lap 50, 51, or come in on lap 50, then that means they can go the entire distance. Granted, there's no green-white checkered, that is. Whereas everybody else is not. Now, where this is going to benefit, let's see. Daniel Falkenham made his pit stop, lap 42. He is about 36 seconds back. So if this was done late in the race, let's say, because the Gillenwater's coming on pit road, now is where Howard, I think, is going to have to come in right behind him. But I think Falkenham and them are going to have to pit at least lap 70 if they want to have a chance or enough time to catch the leaders, because they're, I don't think they'll take tires, but they might. Then again, caution could throw it all out there.
Absolutely can.
Howard's going to stick to his guns. He's going to lap 50. He's going to take this thing on a one pit stop right now.
Right, I believe he is, and it looks like
he's coming on lap 50
down right now. Here we go.
Tommy Ryan. So we know between those two guys right there, they could make it the entire distance. They're probably going to be, I don't know if they were in fuel saving mode that run a little bit or not. Time will tell as later on in the race goes. But oh boy, this is what we see at Auto Club a lot.
You can see a bunch of different stuff here, Joe, and this is kind of why I like to say that it races a little bit like a mile and a half.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
What is it? Which one is it? I think it's...
What's the one near here? Las Vegas?
Vegas?
Vegas is really one that's almost races the same way, where you fuel mileage or it's really hard to pass there at that track too.
I was going to say Richmond.
That's a short track.
I mean, I know, but I feel like pit strategy plays a huge factor at Richmond.
Yeah, but you might chew the tires up a little more. It heats the tires up a little bit. Vegas is, it's kind of like one of those tracks where it's momentum style also.
Right. It
really kind of, you really, everybody runs about the same lap time, and really hard place to pass, really hard place to get up there. So I know that, this is a 2 mile track, that's 1.5, but they race about the same as far as like strategy goes. Now, We go on to the question here. You got Chad Coleman, who pitted a lap 36. We know he's going to have to make another pit stop. It's when he makes it. Kevin Brown right there in the same boat with Mike Kelly, so your top three. You got Daniel Falkenham, who pitted at lap 45. The question is, can Daniel Falkenham make it 55 laps? And from what we've seen, no, because Jose made it to lap 50. Scott Simley made it to lap 50. Ryan Howard has said lap 49 with Tommy Ryan 49. You might as well say they were on top of 50. So, yeah, and Robert Gillenwater there with the lap 48. So it's I don't know. This is going to be a close one.
And this is exactly how Auto Club races too. It's frustrating, man.
Oh, as a driver,
we never
yes,
know. We never know.
As a driver, it's really frustrating. I mean, because, this puts you behind the 8-ball. We talk about green flag pit stops. It definitely puts you out behind the 8-ball because you got like Doey Woods, who was out there leading. Now he's 10 seconds back. And you talk about that. He was actually right there near David Comstock, but now he's 5.5 seconds behind David Comstock. And to make that ground up at a track like this, it's just very difficult to do.
That's a big task, Joe. And I remember when I was here at this race last year for the actual race, because that's when I was still stationed down in California. Buddies of mine, we even went out to the race. So I remember seeing a bunch of different stuff going on pit road and having different strategies and whatnot, and I think that's exactly what we're seeing here.
A good run here, Ron Hollandfield, right there in 10th place spot. So good run for him.
Yeah, he's kind of coming out. Ron Hollandfield right here.
Yeah, good run for him there. So yeah.
I think that was a Chevy.
It is. Throwback to Kenny Schrader.
Good old
Kodak
Ken Schrader. Ken Schrader.
Yeah,
I always
Ken
liked
Schrader,
Ken
back
Schrader.
in the day. That's back before your time.
Oh, and during.
Wow, he was old then.
More lower level stuff, but still during.
Yeah, old then. You're in that Jimmy Johnson era and stuff.
Whoa. Whoa, let's bump the brakes for a second, Joe.
That's where you were growing up. You're in that Jimmy Johnson era and stuff like that. Yes,
we'll go Carl Edwards. Doing backflips.
He was right in there too.
Cute.
Yeah, he was in the 2000s, but I mean, it's still Jimmy Johnson era. So. He ain't but 20, or something like that, give or take.
Oh, he did what?
You ain't but like 24, give or take. I don't know. You said earlier.
Yeah, I'm 24.
Yeah, I mean, so you're young.
To some, yes.
Which, I mean, all right, I'll give you credit, man. You actually was born in the 90s, so, you might I'll throw in Tony Stewart and maybe some,
I'll take Tony Stewart all day.
Some Jeff Gordon there. So.
Some mid Jeff Gordon.
You don't remember Jeff Gordon because you were still young at the time, so what you remember is going to be Jimmy Johnson.
Yeah, I remember highlight videos, so what? I know who I like.
Oh, okay. All right. There we go. Look at Daniel Falkenham. He's up to third and trying to run down, and he's using those new tires. Try to run down Chad Coleman.
Yeah, I feel like I'm going to have to pit one more time here soon. He's going to run that car to the ground.
Yeah, so let's kind of look here. All right, he's sitting in third. Let's look back to where was it Ryan Howard who made his pit stop. The difference between them is 13.9 seconds. Now, there's one or two things here that Falkenham can think about. I mean, obviously, if he pits, Howard's going to go around him. It's how far ahead. And if he wants to take tires. If he takes tires, even 2 tires, that's a 12-second stop. But even with a 4-tire stop, he's looking at 14, 15 seconds. Howard's going to blow by him. It's 50-some seconds. Excuse me. 50 seconds for the whole entire pit stop. Howard's probably going to be, well, now it's 13.9 seconds between them. So you got to take the pit stop off, and he might be a solid 13 seconds ahead. Ryan Howard might be sitting pretty good. It's all going to depend on the cycle of pit stops here. How far out in front Ryan is able to get. And, that's the thing. And then when Daniel Falkenham wants to take that pit stop. Now, again, we're even saying, does he have to take one? Nobody went past lap 50. Falkenham is going to have to go 55 laps. Granted, if there's no green-white checkered involved. Obviously, if there's a caution, then we throw all this out the window. But I don't know. If he waits too long, let's say if he pits a lap 75 or 80, I think at that point it might be too late. So I don't know. I mean, really, at this point, I think I'm with you. You just take that car, you run as hard as you can, you get as big a lead as you can over Howard and a lot of those guys behind you. Anthony Calatoni's another one who pitted a lap 47. You've got Robert Gilwater at 48. Everybody, now Doey Woods at 46. That's close. Doey Woods could try to save some fuel, but I don't know. That's still stretching. Everybody else behind you's got to come into pits. Coleman, Brown, Comstock, Jimmy Coleman, Mike Kelly, Randy Yoakum. Well, I don't know. This is a tough one.
I didn't notice until just now, Joe, that pit cycle with Ryan Howard and Robert Gillenwater worked in favor of Robert Gillenwater until right about now.
Oh, yeah. And what I was saying before, they were so close to each other is probably why this has closed the gap in, as opposed to the other ones being so far away. But you saw just how long it took Ryan Howard to catch Robert. Now, can he get around him? He might just ride in his tire tracks for a while, save some fuel. Why not? You ride behind somebody and let them burn up their tires and fuel. Getting interesting.
It is. Joe and I trying to cipher some strategies up here. But there, look at David Comstock right here.
Yeah, he's moving back up to fourth.
Joey Woods behind him with looks like a lap down machine in between them. It's like Joey Catino right there.
Joey Woods, yeah. He about to try to lay smack down on somebody.
Yeah, we know how he is.
Oh, yeah. Got Jimmy Coleman right behind him, so those cars are there close. But I don't know, out of that group, Doey is the one who's probably going to have to pit. It'll be interesting to see what he's going to have to do.
Yeah, I'm kind of curious about how this is going to play out, especially if they pit again and when they do it. Because they're going to need some time here to make that back up. So I'm kind of curious as to whether we see it in the... I'm voting if they are, we're going to see it in the next 5 to 10 laps max before they bring it in again for that second pit stop. If they even take one, because the way Daniel Falkenham's been going, I don't know if he's in fuel-saving mode right now.
I don't think so, but then again, he might be, because he got out front of Coleman and ran out front there. Now Coleman is slowly but surely pulling back in, so he might be saving just a little bit. I just don't know if he can save 5 or 6 laps worth. That's an awful lot of fuel. Now, caution come out, obviously. Caution, everybody's coming in, but he would be able to in the caution.
Right, but at the rate he was going, if it stays green, we'll say, if it goes the way he's been going, I don't think he's saved that 5 laps of fuel. I think he's already
That's a
burned
lot.
it.
Yeah, that's a lot. A lot of fuel. Randy Oakham on pit road.
So maybe we're already seeing the first swing of those second pit stops right there. And looking at it right here, Daniel Falkenham with the possible pit strategy that we got. He's got a pretty decent lead over, I mean, he's got what, 11-second lead over Howard. So that means if he goes down pit road, you're going to calculate what? 50-second pit time like Joe was talking about earlier. It's going to put him about 40 seconds behind, so we're talking kind of somewhat close to a lap or so. That means if he comes down, say, lap 70, he's got 30 laps to make up a whole lap. If that's even what's going on. Because Joe and I are trying, like I said earlier, we're trying to decipher all of this. But let's take a quick peek at the points right here. Obviously, first we got Daniel Falkenham. Second, we got Ryan Howard, who's separated between himself and Robert Gillenwater. They're tied, and they're running neck and neck with each other. They have been almost the entire race. You got Scott Simley, who's having, honestly, a mediocre race. I think he's doing everything he can. He's out here. He's getting points. That's what he needs to do. Scott Simley kind of running, like I said, a mediocre race a little bit. Kevin Brown, running a good race. He's in second right now. Oh, he's dropped down. Looks like he's come down pit road. Coming in. Lap 70. And I think this is what we might be seeing with that 2-stop strategy versus that 1-stop strategy that we had. I kind of think that's what we're seeing, because now you see Kevin Brown came down. I'm wondering if Daniel Falkenham's going to come down right now or if he's going to come down in a couple laps or so. But I think if he wants to have the most time to make it up, he's going to come now. But he doesn't. If somehow miraculously he saved that 5 laps of fuel, I'm not exactly sure. I don't know. I personally don't have iRacing, so quick shout out to Joe real quick while he had to step away for a second. Shout out to Joe, putting this on the entire season. I've been piggybacking off of Joe. He puts it up in the Discord, and I can be live here to do the broadcast with him for the Sim500 Ford Entertainment Group Xfinity Series here Sunday nights as we're racing here tonight in Auto Club. We got 2 races left after tonight, and so far we've been under green flag conditions. We've seen some different strategies coming around. You got Daniel Falkenham up here. Looks like he might be implementing a 2 pit stop strategy. I'm not quite sure yet. If he pushes it to lap 80, I am at a loss. I'm not quite sure. But Kevin Brown, he obviously did the two-pit strategy. I think if Daniel Falkenham wants to have enough time to make it up, he's going to come soon. And now is not the time. You're looking at him coming off a 3 and 4. Cross the stripe here in just a second. David Comstock holding up second. Doy Woods, Ryan Howard, Tommy Ryan, Jose Gonzalez, Scott Simley, Coleman Brown, and Coleman again make up the round 10. The top 10.
We got pit
round
stops.
10.
Looks like some guys did pit stops.
Kevin Brown came down. Kevin Brown came down lap 70. Falkenham's still out there.
And Ryan Howard's still out there. So now there's a 10-second gap between Howard. And sorry about that, folks. I had to step away from it. There's a 10-second gap between Ryan and Comstock. So, oh boy, it's going to get interesting. I just feel like the longer Falkenham stays out, the more detrimental it is to him winning this race. But then again, does he have to win the race? I mean, he's coming in here 20-something points. If he finishes in the top 5, he still comes out here with great points tonight.
29-point lead coming into the night, Joe. So I believe Kevin Brown is already on that two pit stop strategy. As we can see, he's the last car on the lead lap right there, currently in 8th place.
Oh yeah, 26 to go.
That's because of a slew of pit stops that are happening right now. But I think Ryan Howard and Tommy Ryan right here are going to stick it out to the end.
All right. Well, my curiosity is here, how long can Ryan Howard go? Or how long can David Falkenham... never mind, Daniel Falkenham's on pit road. I knew he would have to, but now the question is, did he pit too late? But again, yeah, he wants to win the race. But in the big picture of things, he's still going to come out of here with a good points tonight.
Right, I'm kind of curious too, because he's got 25 laps to make this up. And here he goes.
We'll just see how it kind of gap. Ryan right now, it's got a 6.5 second lead. It'll grow as as he goes. Now it's 22, 24 seconds. So he's going to now at first he's going to pull a second or so at first. I think Ryan Howard, with a 30-second lead right now, yeah, I think it's Ryan Howard's to lose here.
I think so too. I think he's got enough to catch Tommy Ryan in second, but I don't know if he can go all the way for Ryan Howard up there, because that is a big mountain to climb, Joe.
It is. Now, unless Howard has to, again, we don't know what he was doing on the last stop. Was he saving fuel towards the end of there to make it to lap 50? Is he going to have to save fuel here at the end to make this one? And if he does, then it's realistically, yeah. I mean, Falkenham could make up, 5-second gap there and make up the time needed. But just by the distance and time left on the track, he's going to run out of time.
That's kind of what I'm thinking too, Joe. I'm quite sure if he waited too long or what he was doing.
Well, he knew, I think he knew also that there wasn't a lot he can do, but again, he's got to look at big picture points, and points is definitely going to be huge. He comes in here, 20-some points in the lead.
29.
he's going to still come out of here with the points lead, and that's the big picture. I mean, that's the end game.
That it is. We're going long haul here.
Ryan Howard. I mean, you look, Robert Gillenwater back in 13th, so Ryan Howard. I don't know why Robert pitted when he did. Because now you can just see, I mean, that kills him back in 13th.
You know, I'm not quite sure why either, Joe, but sometimes things happen. Maybe he's on the same program as Daniel Falkenham now.
You got to look at Jose here. Now, Jose might be the sleeper man here, using the pit strategy. Chad Coleman is going to be the nearest person there to him, and he is about 4.8 seconds back from Jose in third. Remember, he pitted at lap 68. We're looking at the lap times between them, 42.81 to Jose's 44.13. So he is making up time, but does he have enough time? Gonna be close.
You know, I'm thinking that Robert Gillenwater, I believe, is who we were just talking about. I already forgot. I hate to say it. I already forgot. Robert Gillenwater, because yeah, he was rolling up here with Ryan Howard a little bit, and then now he went on the offset pit stop a little bit. I think maybe he's going to try and be on the same program as Daniel Falkenham right here, and just kind of try and use those new tires and whatnot, try and make up some time on Ryan Howard and maybe get a couple positions or so on some of these longer, on these guys with older tires, I'll say, that haven't come down pit road, and take advantage of it, because you got Kevin Brown right here with Daniel Falkenham.
Yeah, Falkenham was able to make it around him, and that's 6th place spot, but still the gap between the leader and Falkenham is 21 seconds with 19 laps to go. Now, he was able to make a lot of time up, so that tells me maybe Ryan is saving a little fuel. And right, it's not out of the realm. Yeah, it's not out of the realm of him not catching. But then how much do those tires fall off towards the end of the run?
Right, just doing the math right now at him being 21 seconds behind. From what you just said, with 19 laps to go, he's going to have a 1.1 second positive differential every lap to catch him.
And you know that's, I mean, right now he's doing that. The problem is, you know, the longer the run goes on, that's going to kind of neutralize out. And Howard is running 44.10 to, let's see what he ran this time when he crosses the line. He ran a 42.43, so that's about a second and a half right there. So he is making up the time early on, but can he maintain that throughout this whole entire thing? I mean, you got nothing to lose. You might as well run the car hard.
Right, and that doesn't include time when it comes to passing cars, having to deal with guys that are in front of you, battling with them, depending on how many cars are in a group or so. We're pretty spread out right now, Joe. So it's safe to say it's going to be one by one by one by one. But that's something you got to account for, too, having to actually get around someone. Because that adds a little bit of time in most scenarios. Usually adds a little bit of time. Like this slew of two guys right here. I saw EJ over there, and I couldn't quite see who's the other one. Right in front of him, looks like a couple lap down machines or something, or guys a little bit back in the ticker a little bit, but having to deal with that adds some time, and I don't know if he's got enough time to do it, man.
It's going to be close, because right now you're talking about 16 seconds and 16 laps to go. It's dead even. But you got to realize Falkenham has about 4 of the cars. You got Tommy Ryan hanging on to second. Jose still got that third place. Now, Scott Simley's there. Chad Coleman just now came around Simley, so that's what Jose's going to have to put up with. So Speedy needs to get the Speedy Mobile going.
Right, and if I'm just looking at this real quick, let's see here.
And here's what Ryan Howard wants. See Falkenham battling there with Chad Coleman. How long it took him to get around, that'll slow him up some.
Yes, sir. I remember Jose was doing pretty good at this track last time we were here. I'm looking at it right now. Last time he got second placed.
Yeah. Still going to come out of here with a good finish.
Not second, I mean sixth. Excuse me. I don't know where second just came from. I was looking at Kevin Brown in second last time here at this track. But nevertheless, we got some pretty guys that know this track pretty well, doing what they know how to do at this track. And you can just see it right here, man.
Coleman's looking to take that fourth place spot from Jose. Jose's still going to come out here with a good finish, though, if it keeps up like it is. So, good pit strategy. Tommy Ryan's about 3 seconds ahead of Falkenham. The gap's 10 seconds now. Well, actually, my bad. It's 13 seconds back from Falkenham to the leader. And I don't know. It's going to be close if he can catch him. Thing about it is, once he catches him, I think he'll make short work of him.
You know, I kind of think he will too, if he gets there. I think Daniel Falkenham kind of put the pedal to the metal right here, seeing what he can get done. And because last time, whatever strategy Ryan used, I don't remember, because it was obviously in February. It is now October. I don't know what I had for breakfast this morning, so excuse my lapse in memory, but
I had a hamburger.
You had a hamburger?
Yeah.
I think I had 2 allergy pills.
I didn't get up until 12 o'clock, though.
Oh, I was working side job today, so I was out the door at like, what, 6:50, 7
No,
o'clock,
man, I'm
so.
a vampire. I can't handle outside. All right, it's going to be interesting. Can Daniel Falkenham run him down?
I don't know. Once he gets past Tommy Ryan right here, I think he's going to push that baby to the max. Just run her to the dirt.
Okay. Falkenham right there on Tommy Ryan. Pass for second. He made short work of him now. There's 9.7 seconds back from the leader. At some point, if Howard is saving fuel, he's going to just have to go.
I think 3 laps to go is going to go.
Might be too late then, though, because right now, Falkenham's clicking off a second a lap. And a second a lap, he's going to be there before doing 3 laps to go. And if you give, I think if you give him 2 or 3 laps on your back bumper, he's going to make it around you.
Well, this might be another interesting finish, just like last week, man.
Oh, yeah. Going to be a tight one.
But we'll see. He's just under 9 seconds right now, I'm seeing. So, does he have enough, or is he slowing up a little bit?
Who's that?
No, Daniel Falkenham.
No, he's still running 43 times. But, I mean, you got to look. Those tires, they might eventually fall off.
Right, and I feel like usually we see it where once they do, They go pretty hard.
Here's what Howard doesn't want to do. He doesn't want to get in here and battle with anybody.
Right, he just kind of wants to run his race like he's doing. Who was that? Yoakum giving him some space right there on the outside.
You got the leader right there with him, and that'll be a smart move by Howard. If that car's faster behind you, let him go.
Right, that's what I do. I believe that's Joey Katina right there on his inside. Being a little bit faster right there. Just trying not to get held up too much right here.
7.2 seconds. Wow. Gonna be close.
I believe these two right here. Is this Jeff Ryan?
That's Randy Yoke.
Right, Randy Yoke. I mean Jeff Ryan, Tommy Ryan.
Yeah, you're right, Jeff.
They're all teammates. That's Jeff Ryan right there, being a teammate with Ryan Howard, maybe getting him a little bit of draft action. Not quite sure, but these two guys are teammates right here.
Yeah, I definitely can help him out.
Right, and we definitely see some teamwork happening all the time when it comes to helping each other out around the racetrack and whatnot.
I'm just curious, is Falkenham going to make it to him in time? I mean, it's going to be close. It's 6.6 seconds on the gap here and 6 laps to go.
I think he might have just broken that barrier, Joe, where those tires are really starting to deteriorate for him.
And he's only getting about a half a second each lap right now before, he's well over a second. That draft right there, like you said, could be helping Howard. And then again, Ryan Howard could have been saving fuel, and now it's, hey, look, now it's go time.
Yeah, let's go. Let's do some teamwork. Get a little bump draft going on over there. you know, I love bump drafting. All that.
Yeah, I think that draft has definitely helped Howard, because now that distance is held at right on 6 seconds and with 5 to go, so he gets all he needed.
Right, and that not pertains to, but you know what I'm about to say. That goes to show that the knowledge that some of these guys have, and actually a lot of them, if not all of them, have about racing, it's on another level, Joe. And just utilizing your teammate like this, who probably has a faster car, and using the draft to be able to get a better lap around the track on these a lot older tires, that just goes to show the intelligence that these guys are running at here around the track. And it's showing perfectly right here with Ryan Howard and Jeff Ryan right here.
Yeah, it is. Howard right now doing what he needs to do to stay out front. He's got a 5.5 second gap over Daniel Falkenham, and I think all those tires are just falling off, and maybe some of that draft up there for Howard has helped. Coleman hanging on to third. Jose back up in the 4th place spot, though. A good run by him so far.
Yeah, Jose definitely getting that meatball truck rolling tonight, Joe.
Oh yeah,
he's doing a great job of holding it.
We need to see if we can mail order us a sandwich.
Yeah, like maybe he can like freeze dry it and send us one or something, and then we can just heat it up in the oven or the air fryer.
That's a good idea. You guys want them speedy sandwiches?
I could go for one.
They just got speedy balls on it.
Those meatball marineras at Subway just don't cut it. I think I need authenticity here.
Hey, there you go. Doy Woods back in 10th place. Pit stops just did not work out well for him tonight. But Robert Gillenwater Remember, came in tied, second to points. He's going to lose that here if Ryan Howard can hang on where he's at.
Oh, absolutely. He's going to get what? You got a 5-point jump in between first and
now you
second.
can see Howard. Look at Howard. He's just going to let these cars go. I think he's saving fuel, Howard is.
He might make. Ooh, Joe, I don't know.
Remember, he went
It's
49 laps. He's going to have to go, not quite 51, but he's going to have to at least complete a solid 50 laps.
And here
he's
we
going to take
go.
the white
We're
flag
see
this time.
If he did it.
Yeah.
One more time.
I mean, he's got 3.5 seconds. He could, let off just a little bit, coast into turns. That draft by his teammate Ryan definitely helped him on fuel saving, because he would probably been able to use the draft there and helped him out. So 2 more turns. All he's got to do is maybe coast it in a little bit.
All right, here he goes. 3 and 4. Daniel Falkenham.
He's out of gas.
No way.
He is out of gas on the last lap of the last turn. And Daniel Falkenham's going to steal it from Ryan Howard. Are you kidding? Wow. Oh, Howard is going to finish in third, coasting across the line, but ran out of fuel. Would have had the race, but man, I saw him slowing up on the bad stretch, and I thought maybe he's just coasting it in, but all of a sudden he went down the apron. Done. Wow. What a finish.
Joe. No way.
Oh, man. Talk about heart. Hey, still good points night for him, but
Very
man, what a heartbreaker to run out of fuel on the last lap.
But still, we won't go against that good points night, man. He's still got a good points night.
I mean, he had to do what he had to do.
He did a great job of it, too.
Yeah, I mean, and, just by missing it by basically a turn, that's close.
Right. Gosh,
let's bring up the
close.
third place man, Chad Coleman. Actually, trying to get Ryan here, but
Ryan Howard. He's down unacceptable racing.
All right, well, let's bring up third place man, Ryan Howard, and let's get a word with him.
Hey, Ryan, Alex up at the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you, Alex.
Hey, man, so obviously not the ending we wanted. Still a great points night for you in the situation that you're in. We won't shine the light off of that. So good points night from you. Let me know where your head's at right now after this race here at Auto Club tonight.
Yeah, it's all good. I mean, I thought we were good to go there. I saved as much as I could without. I didn't know if Daniel was going to get back to me or not. So I probably, in hindsight, I probably could have saved. I don't know if I could have even saved enough to really get off turn 4. I mean, I was lifting so early and not getting in it. So I thought we were going to be all right because we were coming to the pit stop on lap 50. So I figured we'd be either. I thought we were going to run out, but I figured we'd run out coming off turn 4. But shoot, that's too bad. We won here earlier in the year. I really wanted to win that. It was a different race, but I would really wanted that one. I thought we got our teammate Jeff up there, and I thought we could draft off him to help. And we just still ran out. What do you do?
Right, that's what Joe and I were talking about. We brought it up a couple times earlier that you did win that third race of the season that we had here at Auto Club, and that we thought maybe you were utilizing that draft that you could off of Jeff Ryan. So we thought that was a pretty good strategy to go about it. But like you said, it was just a tad bit too short.
Yeah, we ran a little bit. The race seemed a little bit different this time go around. I don't know if we started closer up front last time or what, but so I knew how to kind of conserve my tires. I felt like we had a good shot to win again on just a regular, just a regular race here without fuel mileage involved. But when I saw everybody short pitting the first time, it seemed pretty early. I looked down at my fuel and I thought we could, definitely make this lap 50. So at that point, you're committed to just making one stop and doing what we can. Tommy really felt I probably could have saved more. I just when you're out there and you think you're saving enough, and then it comes down to it, and I think I crossed the line with like 0.8 left in it, and I figured I was good for one more lap, and then as soon as it gets under a gallon of gas, it just drops dramatically. So it's unfortunate. I really would have liked to win that one, but Daniel wins again.
Right, and regardless of that, like I said, still a great points night from you tonight. In the situation that you're in, I mean, you came in second place in points, tied with Robert Gillenwater. He was in third, technically tied for second, but you came home third place tonight. Got some really good separation between the two of you, bringing her home. So, you got anybody you want to thank for this awesome race you put on and a great finish here tonight at Auto Club?
Yeah, that's good. I knew we were tight going on the line there. We got one more race, but looks like Chad. I don't know where Chad's at. Looks like he clipped us for second there. I was hoping to hold him off. Probably could have put him in the fence. No, I wouldn't do that. But I got to thank my teammates. Man, Tommy was really coaching me through that last run. I wish I could have done a little better for his fuel saving strategy. Looks like he kind of fell back a little bit, but I got to thank my teammate Jeff Ryan for I called him out and said, hey, get in front of me and let me draft. Appreciate that, Randy. Randy, we kind of made that a smooth transition on fresh tires, and just got to thank all the sponsors, all the viewers, you guys for doing the broadcast, and coming down to I think 2 races left, so we'll give them our best shot.
Yes, sir. Well, like I said, man, don't take the spotlight off of a good points night from you tonight. So congratulations again. You put on an awesome show here tonight at Auto Club Speedway. Thanks again.
Thanks, man.
There you go, third place man Ryan Howard. Like you said, I mean, did an outstanding job. Just come up a little short with the fuel strategy, and Chad Coleman was able to come up here and pull off second place here tonight. Bring him up, let you get a word with him.
Chad Coleman now looks up at the booth. You got me?
Yeah, I got you.
What's up, man? So, last lap, you're kind of rolling in third place. You think you were going to come home in second place with Ryan Howard running out of gas?
Me and Daniel I was telling Daniel going down the back straightaway, I was like, unless he runs out going into 3, he's got you. And, of course, Ryan ran out going into 3. I thought, I was pretty sure, for sure Ryan had that. I figured with the lead he had, he would have been clutching a lot, but I don't know if he did or if he just waited too long to start it, but man, it's a hell of a try by Ryan, and good win for Daniel. But yeah, we're just trying to get what we could tonight as far as points go to try to come back a little bit. I didn't get home in time last week to start the race on time, so we finished 10-12 laps down at Texas, I believe, where we raced. It might have been Charlotte, but I think it was Texas. But
it was Texas.
Yeah, so we're in the hole there, but maybe we can get lucky with a draw here, and whenever it happens, and come out on the good end of this deal.
Well, like you just said, get some good points tonight after a little hindrance from last week. Definitely got some good points tonight, bringing it home in second place, especially putting some separation between yourself and some of those other guys that are in contention for the spots in front of you. I know you came into this race 8th in points. Kind of curious to see exactly where you'll fall after everything's tallied up for this race, but you were hanging up there pretty solid. What made you pick your pit strategy versus kind of what Ryan Howard was doing and splitting it half and half?
Well, at the first of the race, I sat back in line and rode for the first 15 laps to kind of see, what the fuel mileage was going to look like. And it was within a lap and a half, 2 laps. So I knew it was going to be close, but with the way this track is and the way the way pit strategy usually works here is, you'd come up half a lap short out of nowhere. So I decided against it and not to do it. So with the tires that we had, I just decided to cut the race into thirds. And we went with the 3570. And then I actually cut that a couple laps short right there at the end because I didn't need the gap to Daniel to get too big. I needed to, and with then, Jose and all the guys out trying to make it on fuel. I was like, well, if I pit early right here, the worst I can do is second. So I pitted a little early, went out and used them up. And got the second. Was going to be third, and I didn't have a problem with that. You know, if Ryan could have made it, that'd have been pretty cool to see him stretch fuel that far. But he came up short, and Daniel won another one with passing the guy running out of fuel on the last lap.
That's what I was telling Joe about. I was like, bro, no way this has happened 2 weeks in a row here. But nevertheless, like you brought up, definitely making it work. That 2-pit strategy here tonight at Auto Club. Anybody want to give a shout out to or thank for this awesome, exciting finish here at Auto Club Speedway?
Thank you guys. Thank you, Joe, for broadcast. Thank Joey and Jimmy Coleman and all the guys who, you know, put this particular series on. This is the best car to race in the game. All the rest of them are, you know, the Cup cars are terrible. This is probably the best car to race in the game right now, and it was actually a lot of fun racing at California tonight. I didn't realize we was racing at California tonight. I thought it was Kansas, but that race was a lot of fun. Long green flag runs. So thank all of them, and thanks to Trey Edson for painting my car.
Absolutely, man. And just to keep you up to date, we're racing at Homestead next week, not Martinsville. So at least we get a little bit of insight on it. But nevertheless, like I said, good points night for you tonight. Awesome strategy used here. Unfortunate for Ryan Howard at the end to lose gas, but still coming home with the top 3 finish. You coming home in second place here tonight. So congratulations again, man.
Yeah, thanks, man.
There you go, second place man, Chad Coleman. Like I said, man, coming out there and last dash ever stealing away with this guy. Wow, what a finish. Daniel, Joy in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, I do.
Well, you know, there at the end of the race, did you think Ryan was going to run out of fuel?
I was hoping he was going to run out of fuel because I know he pitted before halfway, I'm pretty sure. So I didn't think he was going to make it. But as the laps were clicking off and he was still staying out there, I was starting to get worried that he might actually make it. And it's crazy. All these Auto Club races seem to always have like fuel mileage races. It's crazy. But yeah, I was getting worried there. But going into 3 on the last lap when I was gaining on him quickly and he was on the apron when he was out of gas, I was like, yeah, let's go. We got by, man. That's impressive. 2 weeks in a row, the leader runs out on the last lap and I pass him and win. That's pretty remarkable, I'd say.
Better buy a lottery ticket, man. I tell you what. Well, it extends your lead on the points there, and I know it would end up still being a good points night for you. But as always, putting in victory lane. I mean, how was the car early on? You know, a lot of guys pitted real early. Was that by design?
Yeah, I presume so, because I think there's a lot of guys that didn't think they were going to make it to halfway on fuel, so they just want to like try to cut it up more evenly, I guess. Because there's a lot of guys that pitted like it right before like lap 40. If you split this evenly, you would pit at like 33 and 66, so somewhere around that area. But like the car was really tight overall. Like it was definitely free in the first few laps because of cold tires, but once you built the temperatures up and stuff, it was just really hard to turn on the long run. So you really had to back up your corner entries, back up your corner, like roll the center a lot to not get on the throttle too early, keep it right on the white line. We could use multiple grooves, that's for sure, but if you use a high line way too much, you just burn up your right front tire. So that's why I try to keep it on the bottom most of the run. Like especially that first run, we were definitely the best in the long run. I feel like just let everyone else burn their right front off. We were steadily pulling away, especially through 3 and 4, where I could hook the bottom really well, hit the white line. I was able to pull away, but yeah, it was definitely very hard. Yeah, I mean, it wasn't hard, it wasn't loose or all that. It was just really hard to like keep the right front on it, but we managed to do that pretty well, and that set us up for the last 2 runs of the race where I just went hard. Really, that was the most tight I've been on all night. That last run I was trying to go hard, so I had to go run down the guys that were trying to stay out and stuff. So definitely very tight to drive. You had to manage the tires quite a lot, but overall I think we did that really well, and that's how we ended up here.
Absolutely, definitely outstanding to be able to pull off the victory tonight. You got anybody you want to thank for it?
Yep, got to thank First Rate Bait, Lobster07 for all their support. I also got to thank everyone at Sim500 Run So, Joey and all the admins. I got to thank Ford Entertainment Group for sponsoring the series. Got to thank everyone who comes out and races each and every week. Thank everyone at Team Name, Chad Coleman, David Comstock, Josh Parker, Kevin DeBrown, Doy Woods, and everyone else. I got to thank you guys for putting on the broadcast. That was probably an exciting race to watch there with all the strategy. I got to thank all my friends and family for watching, and thanks for all the fans who watch us as well.
Hey, no doubt. Like you said, it was an exciting one through the end. A lot of strategy played out, but Daniel Falkenham put in victory lane. Again, congratulations, Daniel.
Yeah, thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
There we go. Falkenham winning it tonight in a wild one as Ryan Howard runs out of fuel and last lap on the last turn here tonight. Well, folks, we're heading down to the last ones here, but for myself and everybody here at the Sim500, have a good night.